Greetings to my respected elders, my brothers and my sisters, and to all those who are not yet believers. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. All praises to Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We send blessings and peace upon the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and all of his followers until the day of recompense. Firstly, I want to thank the newest donations to the Dawah Project on GoFundMe, and that is Omed F, Mohid M, and Yusuf Z. MashaAllah, tabarakallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you with paradise without judgment. Ameen. Thank you so much again. We're getting closer to our goal. Every donation received. MashaAllah. A quick update on the Dawah Project. I do have an appointment at the lawyer on the 12th, inshallah, to discuss what the options available are, what the total overall lawyer fees, costs, etc. are going to be, startup costs, etc., etc. So, after the appointment, inshallah, I will have more information available. Brothers and sisters and respected elders, I have been doing reaction videos and content related to some of the current events in the world right now. They are very relevant for each and every believer to familiarize themselves with. A lot of this is not for the weak of heart. A lot of it is content that may or may not contain some haram images or background music and things of that nature. It is not ever my intention to propagate haram in any way, shape, form, or fashion. So, with that content that is put out, I will try to give a fair warning ahead of time on the videos so that you are aware in case, your children may be present or you may not want to view this content around certain people, inshallah. But these events are very relevant. I've said this time and time again, and I'll keep saying it. I'll continue saying it, inshallah, until we get a firm understanding and until Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala makes me stop. So, the world events that are happening right now, this election that is coming up in the United States is going to be pivotal. It's going to be a pivotal election. In my opinion, it is it's the most talked about election, and it's going to have the farthest reaching consequences of any other election, with the exception of maybe a few in the very beginning stages of the United States. But it's going to have far-reaching consequences for the entire world. Our entire atmosphere politically and religiously is going to change no matter who wins this election. I can't see a good, quote-unquote, good candidate to put your name beside of in the ballot box. That's just judging based off of the rhetoric that I've heard from both parties, especially concerning Muslims and Islam. I fear for the Ummah. I fear for us. I fear for my family. I fear for what may be coming. I don't think it's too far-fetched to believe that there's a time coming in which you as a Muslim will be forced to hide your deen more so than you may already have to do, depending on where you are at in the world, or face consequences for openly, publicizing your deen. Apologize for that wonderful noise. That's me rolling up the window. So, anyway, I don't think it's too far-fetched to even assume that at one point or another, we're going to have to literally hide our physical copies of the Quran. I don't think this is fear-mongering or peddling in fear. I think that this is an accurate thing. In a Western country, especially the one that is like us, who we seem to be nothing more than a political face for a Zionist agenda. And the reason I say that is because, like I've discussed previously, we're in bad shape, y'all. We're in bad shape. We're allowing things to happen to human beings that have never been stood for in history ever before. Okay? During the Holocaust, the things that were happening, the world ruled that this was wrong, and the world took action. I don't know what the hell we're doing. Astaghfirullah. I don't know what we're doing. I don't know why we're allowing these atrocities. And we're doing all this spit boxing, all this media boxing. There's no sanctions being placed. There's like, who is actually the ally of the Muslim anymore? I don't know. Maybe you guys have a better understanding. Somebody has said the other day that the only people who are standing for truth and justice anymore are Russia and the Muslims. And that very well might be a possibility. But I'm scratching my head and wondering, what is everybody waiting for? What is the world government? What are they waiting for? Why is nobody doing anything about this? And you got brothers and sisters and even non-Muslims like myself who are out there trying to put out content to raise awareness about these issues. And I think that it is part of our dawah. It's part of our dawah. Dawah is incumbent upon every Muslim, but I believe that this falls under the category of being part of our dawah because of the fact of how it's affecting the world, and especially the Islamic world. My brothers and sisters, I have fear in my heart for you. I know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala only allows the only things that will happen are what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will allow to happen. And I understand that. But I just don't see anybody prepared for this. I don't see anybody preparing for this, even from a survival standpoint. People need to be stockpiling food and water and supplies, 6 months to a year worth. Every time you go grocery shopping, you should be buying some extra canned goods to put back, inshallah. This is just smart living, y'all. This is a smart living in a society that we're living in. All right, you remember the last big, when COVID first came out, everybody got basically locked down. We were still allowed to go out for essentials, but it made it as such that somebody was, a bit scared to go out for essentials. So you need to be prepared for this. They got another big wave of COVID out right now. Is it a coincidence that this is right before election? I don't think so. I think this is strategically planned this way. But, these things have to be thought about. You've got to prepare yourself for the safety and security of your family. Like I said, there is no cavalry coming to rescue you. If anything, it'll be like it was in, Chicago or maybe Baltimore, back during the pandemic, when they marched through the streets and shot beanbags and pepper balls at people in order to make them get back in their homes. So you think that we got this all under control, and you think that, everything is all good and hunky-dory, and it's just not. It's just not. So I emphasize to the people living in the West especially, please consider what I'm talking to you about and try to prepare for this. Yes, you still have to live your life. You put your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But it's like the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, when you pray, you still tie your camel. Okay? So you still have to take the appropriate steps to be prepared. And then you place the rest in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's hands. I know that it's not feasible for everyone who is out there, financially speaking, to go out and just stockpile on thousands of dollars of food immediately and things like that. And don't be afraid to shop around. You got companies out there who are gouging folks because of their name and because of their advertising. Shop around for the cheapest brand. I don't advocate going out and buying the brand, quote, Ford Patriots. Ford Patriots is ridiculously overpriced in a lot of their things. Some of their things are reasonable for what you get. I'm not saying it's all that way. Every company has its ups and its downs. But you need to be, conscientious of this stuff, and don't waste money where you don't need to waste money. Try to be as smart about it as you can, inshallah ta'ala. Talk to the other brothers and sisters in your community. Formulate plans for these types of things. In case of an emergency, can I depend on you to pick up my kids from school because I work an hour away and you're closer? If some catastrophe were to happen, you got another school shooter situation that just popped up. These are things that you need to have a plan formulated for. Don't wait until it's too late and until it's already in action. These things are already happening real time, and then think that you're going to be able to solve the problem on the fly, because that's not going to be the case. And that's like a lot of you who think that you may have firearms and things, and you think, well, I'm as long as I got a gun, I'm going to be okay. That's not right. You don't know what it takes to actually be able to strategically and tactically use these weapons in a real-time environment. You got a lot of things to factor in for, like your terrain, your geography. You got to factor in your adrenaline dump. You have to factor in what's at stake. How much is there to lose by this particular gun battle popping off? Things like that. And God forbid, may Allah protect us all from that ever becoming a reality in these so-called civilized New World nations. But if it does, it's better to be prepared than unprepared, right? So these current events, I'm commenting on these things, I'm reacting to these videos, and it's not just because it's good entertainment value. It is entertaining, like the Rabbi Shmuley and the Candace Owens thing is ridiculous. Rabbi Shmuley is a clown. Rabbi Shmuley is a clown, y'all. I'm sorry, but this guy has no business having the name Rabbi in front of his name. Like I'm nobody. I'm just a regular, everyday, average Muslim. But this guy behaves like he has no understanding of societal norms. Okay? He is just sensationalizing all of his behavior in order to promote his agenda and draw more attention to his agenda. And, again, I appeal to the Christian fan base and to the Christians watching this. Please do your research on this. The Jews are not your friends. We went over this. The Jews are not your allies. The state, the quote unquote so-called state of Israel, which is not even a state, they've been convicted of war crimes. Okay, and you're supporting these people, and again, they are not supporting you. They're taking your tax dollars. That's what they're doing. They're taking your tax dollars through the form of our government supporting their Zionist agenda. But other than that, there's no allies there. They're not our allies. Ally indicates that both of you get something in return from one another, that it's beneficial for both of you. They're not our ally, okay? We're benefiting them from a Western standpoint. We're benefiting them financially. We're benefiting them from protection standpoint. And we're benefiting them always that they're not benefiting us. So please stop regurgitating the same material thinking that you got, the market cornered on information, because you don't. And that hurts your feelings. I'll just be honest, I don't care. I don't care. Sometimes your feelings got to get hurt in order for change to come forth. But anyway, keep up with these current events. Inshallah ta'ala, I will be bringing more reaction videos based on more political events that are happening and current events that are happening. You got people who are supposed to be promoting Islam who are not doing so in a good fashion. Andrew Tate, Brittany Renner, these people, may Allah, offer them forgiveness and give them true guidance and separate themselves from the disbelievers so that they can strengthen their iman. And then you got people who are just flat out adamantly opposing, and they're calling for the unaliving of Muslims and the unaliving of Palestinians everywhere. You got so many different outlooks and so many different agendas being communicating all the time. So, and if there's anything that any of my subscribers want to hear or want to see about, want to talk about, want to discuss, drop that in the comments for me. I'll make another video a little bit shorter that just touches base on what you can shoot me in the comments or email me or whatever, inshallah, that we can discuss. And also, my I have more than just my links to GoFundMe and Patreon and stuff on my page. There's also contact email on there to field questions, about the channel and about Islam and things of that nature. Anything that I can help the Ummah with, inshallah ta'ala, I'll be willing to do that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless each and every one of you. And thank you for watching, and thank you for subscribing. And be sure, and if you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do so. And share the content with people that you think are going to find it useful. Somebody that you think it might resonate with, inshallah. I really do appreciate each and every one of you. And I do try to respond to all the comments. There are just so many, and I'm doing this by myself. So, and I'm trying to balance everything between work and school and kids and family and YouTube and Patreon. I'm trying my best. May Allah be pleased with my effort and continue to give me strength to increase that effort. And everybody watching, may Allah bless you all with peace and prosperity. To the brothers and the sisters and the respected elders, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And until next time, remember that there is one God and only one God, and He alone is worthy of worship.